Hi everyone, it's Chris Corey, Marine Corps Central Intelligence Agency Black Operations again. TikTok, okay, I know you guys are going to end up watching this because this is going to violate your community standards. What you need to understand is I represent the United States Marine Corps, the Central Intelligence Agency, and remember the Central Intelligence Agency is the one federal agency legally allowed to torture people to death. Keep that in mind. I'm a real-life Jason Bourne Marine. You do not want to mess with me. The video I'm making now is going to have a direct effect on our national security, our foreign policy, and everything else. And trust me, China, the UK, Spain, Italy, pretty much every country in the world is going to want to watch this video. So if you pull it down after the revolt, you are going to be prosecuted for treason. Whoever decides to pull this video down will be prosecuted for treason. Okay, so now I'm going to explain to you how this is going to go down. Now, if you haven't seen my videos before, the Central Intelligence Agency has been running a domestic black operation since about 1950 to destabilize the country, to force a government reset. This is how we're going to force the government reset. Okay, what's going to happen is things are going to get so screwed up, and this isn't hard to believe, that there's going to be nationwide rioting. And this rioting is going to rise to the level of an open revolt, an open nationwide revolt. You're going to see horrible rioting in most of the major cities across the country, and this will rise to the level of open revolt. What's going to happen then is the military is going to step in and restore order, and then we're going to constitutionally check and balance our government. All levels of our government, the state governments, the federal governments, all levels of government. Okay, and for the rest of the world, so you know this, okay, America was never this incompetent. We set this up because we knew we were going to have to reset our government because it was becoming too big, too complex, and too rigid for America to stay dominant internationally. So we've been planning this since about 1950. And to you countries where we, the CIA, have run black ops in your country and destabilized and crushed your governments, we've been doing the same thing to our government. So I know that's not a good way to say I'm sorry, and I'm not saying I'm sorry. Trust me, we did what was best for America. I'm not apologizing for what we did. It was necessary. But, and however, we did it to our country too. So once we constitutionally check and balance the government, the politicians, all the people that have sworn oaths, this is police officers, judges, DAs, elected officials, all those people, sheriff's deputies, they're going to be charged with failing to uphold their oath of office, their oath to the Constitution. That's treason. The only possible punishment for this form of treason is to hang from the neck until you're dead. And remember, TikTok, if you pull this video down, you will be prosecuted. And if I can figure out a way, I'll have you tortured to death. Okay, I give you my word of honor as a United States Marine. I'm not that nice a guy. I'm a Jason Bourne Marine. I will do whatever it takes to accomplish my mission, and I do mean whatever. Now, after we hang the politicians, we're going to put the country back together again. We're going to get rid of about 80% of our laws, most of the federal agencies. We're getting rid of the rules, regulations. We're going to totally revamp our propaganda and brainwashing, and hopefully that's going to die down a little bit, and we'll teach you how it works so you understand it, so you can't be brainwashed as easily. But trust me, everything's propaganda, everything is potential brainwashing. I have to be very careful. I mean, I'm autistic, so it's very hard to brainwash me, but still, like with the Jason Aldean thing, try that in a small town, that had me all fired up. I like Jason Aldean, and I was gall-dang really pissed off when Whoopi Goldberg started her shit saying he was dog-whistling racism and all this other stuff. That's bullshit. It's just a really good song, and it's very true. So all of you need to be careful, and you need to understand the brainwashing, and hopefully we'll cut way back on it. But understand this, to be part of the country, to be a good citizen, you gotta be a little brainwashed. That's why you say the Pledge of Allegiance, so you learn to be part of the country. You have to learn to be a good citizen. So no matter what, there is going to be some brainwashing. You need it because that's the way every country that's dominant does it. I mean, you have to learn to be a good citizen and contribute to your country. So we are going to hang the politicians, the ones that survive. Now, just so you know, when the rioting happens, we're expecting most of the police officers in big cities to be killed. They'll be barricaded in their police stations by the end of the first day and completely wiped out by the end of the third day. Don't pull this video down, TikTok. I will fuck you up in ways you cannot begin to imagine. We're also expecting most of the judges to be killed. And we're expecting between 50 and 75% of the lawyers to be killed. They didn't tell me how many elected officials would be killed, but that's just going to come down to whether people like them or not and how many people they screwed over. I'm probably going to be killed. I mean, I've got the extremist religious right. I've got extremist Christians after me. They're just as scary as extremist Muslims. I only have a 15% chance of staying alive, being alive in 10 years. So, trust me. At least you, TikTok, have an option. I'm screwed. So don't pull this video down. Okay. So after the reset, we get rid of most of the laws, rules, regulations, and government agencies. We're keeping certain things like the FCC because we need that. And there are other federal agencies that'll stay, but we're going to fix them so they're not all screwed up. We're going to make government work again, which means we're going to get government out of your life and allow you to enjoy things. And I'm telling you now, the quicker the revolt happens, the better off it is for the country. But you all need to get 1 month worth of food as quick as you can. Amazon has really cheap emergency food. I think it's called Weiss Emergency Food Stuff. But it's Weiss Emergency Foods. I'm sure it's not great. I haven't tried mine yet. That's my emergency backup to my emergency backup to my emergency backup. I've got some really good food that I like. And what else do I need to say? So, and the one thing I don't know, and this concerns me too, because I'm sure it's a question on a lot of people's mind, I don't know how long the military is going to stay in control of the country, but I'm sure they're going to try and get the elections together as soon as possible, because military cannot run a country. We need to have a civilian government. But for a short period of time, the military is going to be in control of America. And you're probably really going to like it because the military is going to become peace officers. As long as you're not disturbing your neighbors or causing problems, nobody's going to bug you. We don't want to run you through the courts. You can smoke your pot, do your cocaine, do your meth. God, don't do meth. That's such an evil drug. Okay, heroin, opium, whatever you want. Enjoy it. But folks, all things in moderation. We're going to legalize stuff again. You're going to be taught. See, this is the part that I thought was funny. Okay, we can't just tell you, go be free. You won't do it. You'll keep acting like you are right now. So the one thing we are going to do is we're going to do things, propaganda and brainwashing, to teach you to be free again. Because you have to learn to be free. And because, I mean, notice now when you guys are talking to other people, you're like, well, am I allowed to do that? That's going to go away. You're going to be like, yeah, I can do that. I can do pretty much whatever I want as long as I'm not screwing over the people around me or causing real problems. I mean, if you can keep it in your house and you're not bothering other people, do it. Man, if you want to own a Ma Deuce, an M250 caliber machine gun, pretty sure you're going to be able to own it. But if you fuck up with it, you're going to pay the price. And that's the thing. And you're going to actually be innocent until proven guilty again. And this is going to be a global reset because it was planned. There's a conspiracy. And the global top 1% of the top 1% is trying for a new world order. So when our country's destabilized and we go through this, as I understand it, it's going to happen in many other countries around the world too, or at least something close to it. So everybody needs to get ready for this, and everybody needs to get their month worth of emergency food. But please, TikTok, if you pull this video down, you are going to pay like you cannot believe. So ask yourselves who you're more afraid of, the Marine Corps, the Central Intelligence Agency, and a Jason Bourne Marine, or some bitch FBI agents. You decide who you want to fuck with.